I had the grandest plans to film a weekly reading vlog for you, and here we are Friday morning, and I've not made any progress whatsoever. So we'll scrap the weekly and just go with maybe a 24-hour vlog. I am off from work today because I get some extra holidays for the Christmas season. And I've got some chores to do today that I hope to get some reading done in the midst of those. So I am reading Babel by R.F. Kuang, and based on the ongoing strike conditions at HarperCollins, I probably won't be talking about that, though I am hoping to finish that this weekend to get it back to the library for its due date. And I am listening to The Last by Hanna Jameson. I heard about this book from Emily Fox. She's been talking nonstop about it, how much she hates the cover, but really loves the contents. So I started reading that on audio last night, and I'm hoping to make some pretty decent progress in that today. I have a whole bunch of errands to run. I have to get to the gym, do the laundry, and hopefully during some of those I can get some reading in, and I'll check in with any progress I make. Welcome to the vlog. I'm on the move through my house, so if you see any of my mess, please don't pay attention. I am home from the gym. I look a lot worse than I do in the viewfinder. It's doing a lot for me right now. And I did get a little bit of audiobook listening in. Anybody that lifts might recognize, feel me on this. I can't count and listen at the same time. So I tend to put music on while I'm actually working. But during the warm up, I had 10 minutes on the rower, then I got 10 minutes of reading done. So I'm going to borrow Reagan from Prue's Project's phrase, I have to get laundered and then I can move on with my day. I have to revisit my crochet skills because I have a program coming up at work where I'm hosting a craft project. I have to clip my cat's nails, oh joy, and continue on with the laundry for the week. So back to audiobook listening or watching YouTube. Because how do people balance those two things? My watch later list is like more than 150 videos. So I either have to watch YouTube or listen to an audiobook, and I don't think I can do both. Let me know in the comments below how y'all balance those things, and I will check back in with you. Coming at you from a very unflattering angle because my cat is on my leg, which means I can't get up and I have to go eat lunch. So I don't know what to do now that I'm trapped. I'm not quite convinced of the framing of this shot, but I did realize that I never told y'all what The Last was even about. So The Last by Hanna Jameson, I'm listening to this on audio. I do not have the narrator in front of me, but I will either put it on the screen, it'll be in the description box as one of the books that I talked about, and I'll see if I can look it up before my next update. Like I said, I heard about this book from Emily Fox, and I am having lunch, so apologies for the food. Heard about this from Emily Fox. She had been putting it off for a long time, but she really enjoys post-apocalyptic stories. And this book happens to be like an immediately post-apocalyptic book. So there have been nuclear attacks that have occurred internationally. And we focus on this resort or hotel where our narrator, our main character, was staying for a conference. And I don't know if we know his name because it's written in like journal entries or diary entries where he's reporting on what's happening in this hotel. I'm terrible at character names anyway. So we follow his journal entries as he's sort of documenting the group of people that are in this hotel at the end of the world. Obviously electricity goes down. They're not sure about utilities and how long those things are going to last. And then they find in the water tanks on the roof of the hotel the unfortunately dead body of a small child. So there's sort of a murder mystery aspect, but we're really looking at their like day-to-day things. And I feel like the mystery is really on the back burner, which Emily also shared in her video. So there's been a really sort of drawn out passage of how everybody's just like using all of the drugs because it's the end of the world and they may not survive it. Nuclear fallout is a thing. And conversations between getting high and having conversations of like what happens if we have to repopulate the planet. It's a lot and you don't necessarily like these guys. But for some reason, I do just want to keep listening. Our main character is trying to get in touch with people outside of the resort. They have gone on sort of like expeditions, which they're breaking into stores because the stores aren't open anymore, for supplies. They have traveled like closer to the city where people are leaving the city, and they've come across like bandits, lawlessness, because again, it's the end of the world. So I can sort of do whatever I want. Accidents have happened and people have perished, and we see odd moments of like melancholy in those types of scenes from characters that we're not used to. Some of these characters are like more closely related than we assume at the start, and we're sort of hearing about their backstories. Obviously, since this gentleman is at an international he's at a location that's not within his own country. So there's a lot of there's a lot of political questions that are going on because a lot of people think that the actions of the United States in this like veiled way are sort of the reason for the nuclear attacks to start with. So I'm looking forward to getting back to it. Once I turn the camera off, I will get back into it and let you know how the second half is. So I'll see you later. Well, as you can probably tell from the shadowy lighting, it is the end of the day. My husband is out grocery shopping for the week, so we basically don't have to leave our house tomorrow, which is very exciting. But I did want to close out this vlog and just sort of relax for the rest of the evening. I did not get any of my crochet in. My last load of laundry is in the dryer waiting to be folded, but I feel pretty okay about what I accomplished today. I did finish The Last by Hanna Jameson, and the audiobook, if I remember correctly, was narrated by Anthony Starke. Again, I will put that in the description box if I got that incorrect. And my overall thoughts are that it was a pretty interesting, immediate post-apocalyptic scenario. You know, what do you do when you don't know what's occurring outside of your immediate situation? You don't have the means to communicate directly with your loved ones. And even when you do, you're on the opposite side of the Atlantic Ocean with almost no way to get back to them. And what does our main character, John, since I did get his name, what does our main character do in this type of situation? The sort of side central mystery did come to a conclusion, and I think that it was revealed in an interesting way. So I think if this book sounds of any interest to you, ignore the cover if you don't like that particular aesthetic and give it a try. It's not a book that I hear people talking about. Hey, Penny, don't show your butt on the internet. It's not a book that I hear talked about all that frequently, but I did have a good time with it. So even though I only talked about one book in this particular vlog, leave me a book stack emoji in the comments if you made it this far. Make sure to like this video if you liked it, and hit that subscribe button if you'd like to see more from me. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!